Right, the carbs are in pieces, as you can see. I have spoken to the customer. He's going to order the rebuild kits, the floats, filters, etc., everything, in fact, that I suggested that he order, which is good. I do like it when customers agree with my diagnosis. I mean, after all, they brought it to me to figure out, so you kind of hope they believe you, and this gentleman does, which is great. Something I wanted to show you. Whoever did do this really didn't know what they were doing. There should not be a stud there. Unless they changed it on the S-Type and I wasn't aware, but I don't believe so. They should have special nuts on the carburettor holding on the bracket. And this is just, well, it's cleverly done, I suppose, but it's wrong. As I said, unless they changed it and I wasn't aware of that, but I don't recall seeing that before. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a compression test, because that's something I want to do on this vehicle just to make sure. So I will be taking out all of the leads, taking all the spark plugs out, disconnecting the coil and the distributor so that I don't get any sparks flying anywhere. And then I will be doing a compression test on each cylinder. So let me get the wires off, the plugs out, distributor done. Yeah, what the hell? I'll video that as well. Some of you may well find that of interest, but I will definitely video the. If my brain would actually work, it would really help. The compression test, and you must do it with the. Must. This is the best way to do it. All of the plugs out. The throttle fully open. Well, there's nothing stopping it, but I will be putting my foot on the pedal because it does open the throttle flap, and then that will allow a full flow of air through to give us a good compression reading. All right, let me get that camera set up and start pulling these plugs. Right, here we go now, moving on with doing the why it won't start problem. Whilst I'm waiting for the carburetor parts, I'm going to do a compression check on this because it's something I like to do to make sure shit's good. These leads, I have checked them. Unfortunately, they're made by Unipart Air, but they have numbers on them. And believe it or not, they're actually in the correct order. Number 6 at the front, number 1 at the rear. So let's get these buggers pulled off, and they come off remarkably easily. Oh dear. All right, well, I want to pull them off and get them out of the way because I want to do the compression test, as I said, and I don't want shit in the way when I'm taking spot. Oh dear, these come off very easily. That is not a good sign. That means these caps are probably cattle trucked. Yeah, rhyming slang, guys. You know, cattle trucked, fucked. Did I swear then? No, it wasn't me. Must have been somebody else. All right. Now, looking down here, there is liquid surrounding the spark plugs. Not quite sure why. There's also all sorts of shit down there. I don't want to take a spark plug out and let all that shit go inside the bore. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some tissues and soak up the liquid, and then I'm going to blow it all out with an airline before I even attempt to take these plugs out. So give me a second. While I do that, I'm going to turn the camera off because I don't want it getting covered in shit. So I've got rags in here soaking up whatever that fluid is. I want to say it's oil, but I'm not sure. It could be that the cam covers are leaking. And while I'm here, you know, I just kind of look and poke around. And I poked around up here. This is the starter solenoid cables. Look at this. That should never be that loose. I could probably undo that with my fingers. Yeah, I can. Jesus Christ, guys. And as you can see, the cable has been painted. I believe this car was a gift to the customer from his family. I hope they got it at a good price. That's all I want to say, because it needs some work. I mean, I do like this car. I really do. I'm not knocking it. It just has a lot of things that really need attention. It's just, maybe I'm trying to be too perfectionist here. Let's rewind a bit, huh? Because you know, I'm an enthusiast, and you know, when I see things like this, it's just hanging there. So I'm going, well, why? Why would you do that? But if you got it at a cheap price, you go, well, okay, fine. Hey, no fucking big deal. You know, what's this? I haven't got a clue what that is. It's probably to do, no, I was going to say to do with the washers. But there's no washer bottle. And whatever it is as brittle as hell. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I'm probably trying to be a little too picky here, but hopefully you understand, because I'm an enthusiast. I love these cars. I really do. 60s Jaguars are my thing, and 60s Triumph Bonnevilles are also my thing. I haven't checked out the data plate there yet to see if this is correct. It says it's a 3.8. I sincerely hope it is. Maybe I'll check that out. I've also got a power steering problem to check, which down there somewhere is a leak. And until I can get it started, I really can't check that out. But I can tell you that the power steering fluid reservoir is M.E. Yes, empty. And I think I've mentioned it before, but I'm not sure. This is the brake fluid reservoir. It's crumbling. Hear that? That's my finger going through the brittle plastic. It's totally shagged. Dangerous. Of course, that means that the brake system needs bleeding minimum, if not a bloody good service. And I'm sure that the customer will let me do that. I can't guarantee it, of course. You can't. You know, you can never tell what a customer wants to do. I mean, maybe he's okay with doing brakes himself. I don't know. Maybe he just wants me to get this started, and then that's it. He'll deal with the brakes and everything else and the steering. I don't know. But I'm more than happy to do it because, as I said before, this is the kind of shit I love doing. All right, let me end this one here, because right now I'm just waiting for these to soak up. Then I'm going to give them a blowout, and then I'm going to pull the plugs out and do the compression test. Right, let's start getting the plugs out. Let's see what we got here. Start with number 6. Oh dear, that was remarkably loose. Oh shit, this is not a good sign. Let's have a look and see what we got. Well, I gotta say the plug is remarkably clean. Almost as if somebody's cleaned them recently. Maybe that was done to try and start the baby. So let's see here. Oh dear, there's a lot of crap I gotta clean out, although I did wipe these and soak them. I don't like the look of all that shit there. I'm going to have to get rid of that. It's kind of like a goo. Oh dear, let's have a look at this plug. Yeah, I would guess that somebody has had these plugs out prior to me getting this vehicle and cleaned the plugs, because they are not what I was expecting. And that they're all coming undone with fingers. Oh dear. Alright, so I'm going to have to plug all these plug holes up and then try and clean these up. What I will do is ooh, that gap looks a bit big. I'm going to re-gap all the plugs, of course, clean them up and put copper grease on them, or anti-seize as you might call it, and we'll take it from there. But prior to that, I'm going to put paper towels down the whole of each plug and give it a good blast with brake cleaner to try and get all this crap and stop it from going into the bore. Now, okay, I know it would just burn out and disappear, but I don't like putting shit inside the bore of a car. That's not how it should work. Yeah, all of these plugs are way too clean. Hey, and that's okay. You know, I mean, someone tried to get it going, figured they couldn't, and that's why it's now here with me. And I will do my damnedest to get this thing going. Or at least, if I can't get it going, I can figure out why it won't go. You know, they don't need a lot of things. You know, petrol, air. Oh, and that plug gap is way too small. What is it they say? Fizz, pop, bang. So, you know, petrol, air, fuel, and of course a source of ignition. Well, that source of ignition is these spark plugs. The petrol, yep, through the carburetors that don't want to work at the moment. Compression, well, that we're going to find out when I do my compression test on all of these cylinders. Yeah, every one of these plugs is remarkably clean. So that gives me really no indication as to the state of the engine. But what are the plugs they put in? Let me just check that too. I didn't even... Spitfire. Copper Classic. Can't say I've ever heard of those, but I'll check them out and make sure that they're a plug that should, yeah, bang your head on the car, that should be used. Next, let me get some paper towels and some brake cleaner and clean these before I even dare to do a compression test. Alright, as I'm sure you're all aware, this ain't my first rodeo. What happens here now is I have plugged every hole with a paper towel. I will now soak that paper towel, leave it for a while so that all the dirt and shit adheres to the paper towel. And if you don't understand the word adhere, it means stick. Nope, that can's dying. Bring in the reserves. There we go. That's better. And if you're doing this like I do, make sure it's well ventilated, boys. Because believe me, this stuff will make you cough your fucking heart up. Alright, now all I got to do is leave that for... I'm probably going to leave that for like 20 or 30 minutes now. Oh, excuse me, 20 or 30 minutes. And then I can do the compression. Oh, geez, sorry. I can do the compression test. Prior to doing the compression test, I will be disconnecting the coil. Let me twist you here. Coil wires, disconnect. Why disconnect? Because I don't want sparks. Sparks are not good. Not when you're doing what I'm doing. Okay? It shouldn't matter because there shouldn't be any fuel. Yeah, we're all good there. Oh, of course, it's electric pump, isn't it, you dick shit, Gary? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to plug off the fuel lines. In fact, no, what I'm going to do, don't lie to me, I'm going to go into the boot and I'm going to disconnect the fuel pump. That'll stop that from happening. All right, back in a minute. Well, guys, while this is soaking away, let me just add a little footnote here. In the immortal words of the Apollo missions, Houston, we have a problem. I can't get the boot open. The keys don't work. And the boot seems to be locked. I guess I'm going to have to work on that and see if I can get my ass in there. That's ridiculous. Great. The boot is locked. The keys don't work. My only option, I think, if I can't find a way to pick the lock, I'll get a locksmith to open it, is to drill the lock out and replace it with a new one. Holy shit. Well, I'm not going to let that stop me doing things I got to do. But I'm going to have to figure out another way to stop the fuel from coming through. I think I'll disconnect the fuel line there and just plug it up somehow. Damn it. Never rains, but it fucking pours. Okay. As you just saw from that last piece, I can't get in the trunk boot. So I cannot turn the fuel pump off. Obviously I need the battery connected in order to do the compression test. Therefore, I want to end this video here, just so I can get it pushed out, and I'll begin the next video with the compression test once I've plugged up the fuel line, so that, you know, I don't get fuel everywhere and sparks and fire and, you know, general things like that. So I will again say to you guys, as I always do, and I know you're probably pissed off and sick of hearing it, but I have to say it apparently, like, comment, subscribe, ding the dong. You'll get notified of any new shit that I do. Whether you like it or not, you'll get notified. And I am up now, I don't know, 460 something subscribers, which is absolutely brilliant. I really appreciate you guys. I really do. I don't do this for money. I don't get money for this. I'm just doing this because I like doing it, and hopefully it helps you guys. But I wouldn't say no if you wanted to, you know, send me some money via the link that you're going to see, which is the gstargarage.me at paypal.com. That will go towards buying myself a new camera. What I'm using at the moment is a Hero 7, what do they call them, GoPros, and it's limited. It's very limited. So, you know, I'd like to improve upon that and make the videos better for you. Well, better quality, I guess. The videos won't be any better because I'll still be in them. So, again, rewind, do, like, comment, subscribe, ding the dong. Tell your friends, tell your mum, tell your bum chums, whatever you want to tell, whoever you want to tell. Tell them, subscribe to my channel. They don't even have to fucking watch it. All right. Now, as always, guys, please get out in that garage and do some shit. Thank you, and good night.